New York basketball is back and better than ever. Last year, the New York Knicks were just 2 games shy of the NBA Finals, and now that the Indiana Pacers don't have Tyrese Haliburton, the Knicks are open to claim their destiny. The Knicks have a new coach, an improved bench, and one of the best 5-man lineups in the NBA. Can anybody even stop them? Welcome to 30 Teams in 30 Days. Let's get into the New York Knicks. The best starting lineup in the league was only a slight exaggeration. Last year, the New York Knicks starters had the 6th highest net rating out of any team in the league. That combo of Brunson, Hart, Bridges, OG, and Cat, those guys played more minutes together than any other 5-man lineup in the NBA. That 5-man group got them all the way to the conference finals. And they narrowly lost to the Pacers in 6 games, but that wasn't without effort from their team MVP, Jalen Brunson, who averaged 31 points per game. Ever since exploding onto the scene in New York, Jalen Brunson has been one of the league's best guards and one of the league's most clutch players. He is coming off back-to-back All-Star and All-NBA seasons while winning the league's clutch award. He averaged 26 points and 7 assists per game while being the most efficient he ever has in his New York career. And he may not even be their best player, as one of their new additions, Karl Anthony Towns, showed who he really is, having one of the best seasons since his prime in Minnesota. Cat averaged about 24 points per game, 13 rebounds, while shooting a career-high 42% from 3. For a large part of the season, it was Karl Anthony Towns. Yes, that Karl Anthony Towns, who was in MVP conversations, and he was awarded with it being an All-Star and All-NBA player this year. Then going on the wings are 2 defensive anchors, that being OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, aka the new version of the Twins. Both forwards possess similar playstyles, that being great, strong 3-and-D players who can also create their own shot just a little bit. Bridges averaged 17, 3, and 4, while OG averaged 18, 5, and 2, both players having a PER of 15, and both players having a true shooting percentage of 59%. Like I said, these guys are twins. And of course, we can't forget the hustle man, the guy who does all the dirty work for the starting lineup, Josh Hart. Pound for pound, Josh Hart might be one of the best rebounders of all time given his size. At 6'4", he basically was like this team's power forward, averaging about 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Every lineup needs a guy like Josh Hart who can go in, play good defense, and hustle when no one else does. So New York has the same starting lineup, and their bench is pretty similar. They didn't make any major re-signings, nor did they lose anyone. However, they made 3 major additions from the year prior. Let's talk about the returning bench first. Some notable players include Cameron Payne, Miles McBride, Precious Achiuwa, and Mitchell Robinson. Cameron Payne has never been known for his consistency, but he's a good, high-energy player who's improved as a shooter as his career has gone on. In the 72 games he played for the Knicks last year, he had an on-off rating of 7.4 per 100 possessions, the highest on the entire team. Alongside him is Miles McBride, a two-way guard who shot about 37% from 3 while making the Knicks 4 points better on defense. Incredibly impressive. Precious Achiuwa is an undersized but high-energy backup center who averaged about 6 and 6 on the year. He's a great defender and probably just one of the more underrated players in the league. And then lastly, we also have Mitchell Robinson. Robinson is one of the best centers in the league when he is healthy, but that's the key word, if he is healthy. Last year, he averaged 5 points and 6 rebounds while shooting an amazing 66% from the field and an all-star level player efficiency rating of 20. He's been like this virtually his entire career, that being an efficient, above-average player who excels as a defender, rebounder, and screener. However, Robinson has only played over 70 games one time in his entire career, and in the last 2 seasons, he has only played 48 games combined. Robinson is a great center who has just never gotten it to work, but when he's out there on the court, opposing teams are in trouble. But it was this bench that was already a top 10 bench that just got even stronger. The best of their new additions might just be Jordan Clarkson from the Utah Jazz. Clarkson has long been one of the best pure scorers in the league. The former 6th Man of the Year winner is coming off of a 6-year stint in Utah where he averaged 18 points per game over that entire time. Clarkson isn't much of a defender or a playmaker, but he can put the ball in the basket. Like Mitchell Robinson, Clarkson did struggle with his health, not playing a whole lot of games last year. However, The Knicks are able to sign him on a minimum deal, and for that, that is a massive steal given that they didn't have to give anyone up and he's not really hurting their salary cap. I don't know how the league managed to let the Knicks get Jordan Clarkson for this good of a price. And another good steal for the New York Knicks and someone who can help replace those minutes where Mitchell Robinson likely won't be able to play, but that's Guerschon Yabusele from the Philadelphia 76ers. I am a huge fan of Yabusele. He is a great two-way backup center. In every single game I've watched, he is a high-energy player that can come in, change the momentum, and make a team better, playing the 4 or 5 position. Last year for Philly, he averaged about 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists while shooting 38% from 3. He had a PER just shy of 15 and made the 76ers offense better by about 7.5 points per 100 possessions. That is incredible production for a bench player. Yabusele has an amazing story of him returning to the NBA, and he is taking full advantage of it. And the Knicks got him on an absolute steal, a 2-year contract for $6 million per year. Not only is Yabusele worth more than this, he shouldn't have been able to go to one of the best benches already in the NBA. And even the New York Knicks 2nd round pick, somebody I can't imagine will be playing much, but somebody I think who does have some upside. Mohamed Diarra, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Diarra? One of the more athletic players of the draft, as he is reported as standing 6'9", weighing 220 pounds with a 7'4" wingspan and a 38-inch vertical. He is a project player. I don't expect to see him too much. However, overseas, he has shown some promise being a good defender, playmaker, and shooter for a forward, but we'll have to see what that looks like. Now the New York Knicks elite bench is already better, and their starters are going to get more time to gel together. Add on top of that, the team that beat them, the Pacers, and their longtime rival Boston Celtics are not going to be competing for the finals this year. This is New York's year. While the Cavs are probably slightly favored to come out of the East, you can make the argument that the Cavs didn't get better while the Knicks took a massive leap. But all of this is going to come down to coaching, and as we know, the Knicks did have some issues with their coaching this offseason, as after they fired Tom Thibodeau, it definitely took them a while to find a new head coach in the former Kings coach Mike Brown. I like the firing of Thibodeau, and I absolutely love the hiring of Mike Brown. He is one of my more favorite coaches in the league. For all that Thibodeau does well, especially on the defensive end of things, we know he's not the best at managing his players' minutes, and that can definitely hurt guys like Mitchell Robinson, who are already more injury prone. And despite having a top 5 offense and the 14th ranked defense, which is actually kind of impressive when you have Cat and Jalen Brunson, the Knicks had the 4th slowest pace in the NBA. Now, pace obviously doesn't mean everything, but Mike Brown is known for running a high-octane, high-level offense. One of the last times we saw him coaching was on that 2022-23 Sacramento Kings team. That team was the #1 offense in history at that time, and they had the 12th fastest pace in the league. Mike Brown should make this offense even better, and I think he's going to squeeze even a little bit more out of this Brunson and Cat duo while keeping up the efficiency of the Twins and Josh Hart. Ideally, he can allow the Knicks to play faster when necessary because this was a top 5 offense that was only 9th in points per game. And hopefully, he can use their depth a little bit better than Thibodeau and keep everyone healthy come playoff time. While their offense and pace is likely going to improve, we're going to have to see if that's at the expense of the Knicks defense. Like I said, Tom Thibodeau is known for being a good defensive coach, and that's not without reason. Albeit, I do think Tibbs is a little bit overrated. However, there is some truth in that defense wins championships. The Knicks are one of the scariest teams in the NBA. They have one of the best 5-man lineups that only had 1 season under their belt. They're going to get more time to play together. They have possibly 2 MVP level candidates who are at their worst all-star and all-NBA level players. They have 2 amazing 3-and-D players who are developing with and without the ball, and then one of the best hustle guys in the league to glue the lineup together. Add on top of that, they got a brand new coach. One of the best benches in the league already got improved, and it's easy to see why fans are excited for New York basketball. The Knicks might just be my pick to come out of the East because New York basketball is back, and I am all for it. This has been 30 Teams in 30 Days. If you like the video, you know what to do, and I will catch you all next time.